Hey, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Astronomy Daily Live. So, hope everybody's doing well out there in the universe and the world. Everything's good here, just humming along. Had a fun time today helping repair a commercial radio station. So, got that all going. So yeah, everything's good here. Nothing too exciting. Hope everybody's well. The sun is setting. You can still see the shadows here behind and all that. So yeah, that's going to be going on um, for another at least couple weeks, a few weeks or so. I think we're looking at around June 21st. I haven't looked. I haven't looked to see when the solstice actually is. So we'll have to find that out. In fact, we will find that out because today is technically speaking the first Astronomy Daily Live of the month. And so what that means is that I'm going to go over to cloudynights.com, excuse me, and let's take a look at the June celestial events calendar, because I guarantee that the date and time of the solstice will be revealed to us. I'm 100% certain of that. Absolutely. So I think that's at least one of the first things that I want to do. Definitely want to say howdy to everyone in the chat. Tom, Chuck, excellent. And on the panel, Bobby. Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. Woo, wait. So, how was your family day?
Oh, it was really really nice. It was one of those things where it was just like, you know what? We're just going to chill. I'm not going to move. And so yeah, those kinds of things.
How many children you have, by the way?
What's that?
How many children you have, by the way?
I have zero.
You suck. You gotta have some. Gotta have some kind of children.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Children are an absolute disaster.
You no fun.
I no, you're exactly right. I am absolutely no fun at all. I I when I was a kid, that's the last thing that I wanted to be, was a kid. I did not like being a kid, and as an adult now, I really don't like kids all that much at all. Can't stand
Man, you suck.
them. Well,
So, chalk diagram. Switching gears if we can.
all right, all right.
Earth-wise between Jupiter and the Sun on June 10th, but the giant planet will be closest to us on June the 12th.
Yeah, you know, Chuck, there's some interesting orbital dynamics going on there that make that so. And I, you know, you would think that those two things would be exactly the same date, the same time. Is that, when the Earth is between Jupiter and the Sun, should also be exactly when the Earth and Jupiter are closest, right? Does that make sense? Let's. I can probably make a little drawing. Let me get myself set up there to do that. And I'll just make a little drawing, which I think I can do without this poor machine just completely falling to pieces. I've got a program called, where is it? Where is it? I thought I had a program on here that allowed me to draw. Ooh, Gesundheit.
No, I
Videos.
just
There it
put
is.
water in the wrong pipe.
Yeah, you got to inhale air and swallow water. That's how that works. Okay, so let's now this drawing. My apologies. Right, I don't draw. I can write code to tell computers to draw really, really interesting things. You can kind of see that thing behind me here. Right, that's but these hands are only good for this. That's all. Anything else, like this? Nope,
Makes
not
you
gonna
think that
happen.
he should get himself a Samsung tablet with that little S Pen or Surface Pro, and he'll start drawing right away.
No, I'm gonna stick to this kind of artwork behind there. That's what I'm going to stick with, because with this, I can make visual and audio art.
Yeah, I can just kitty draw. I can
simultaneously.
I can draw like if I was a kid and stuff. I never learned.
Yeah, right. Me too. No, there's just no way. So, all right, I'm going to share my screen because I'm going to attempt to draw. Having said all of that, I'm going to attempt to draw. So what we've got is we have the sun. So let's make the sun sort of yellow, and we'll come down here, and I think
398 miles. You're talking about between the Earth and Jupiter, or what?
398 probably million miles.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. Yeah, that is amazingly close. All right, let's see if I can figure this out.
They best better have gas stations if we're going to go there.
Brush width. Okay, that's a pretty big brush width. Let's. It's not really yellow though. We'll go with this. Okay, so here's the sun. Okay, and here's the Earth, and I'm not going to do this to scale, but this is just to give you an idea. And let's make Jupiter sort of orange. Seeing Jupiter's way out here, right? Somewhere way out here. So this is the situation. That is going to be happening on what, June 20th. And you know what? What we should do instead, I just thought of this. I don't have to draw any of this. We can look. We can go to heavens above. So while that's loading, I'm going to come back over here.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Get rid of that. Yeah. Not saving. Yep, we're good. Okay, so let's come over here and solar system chart. And we want to go on the on the 20th of June. Is that
12th.
what?
The 12th.
Okay, the 10th of June and the 12th of June. So let's look at the 11th of June. It's right in between those two. Right. So day 11, hour 0. Okay, let's just go at 0 hours UTC on June 11th. So it's going to be a little bit hard to see because this big box here is inside of here, but you can sort of use your imagination and see that you can draw a line from the sun through the Earth and then to Jupiter. All right, so
Yeah.
it's that angle. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the situation, right?
I
The
mean,
Earth.
if you look at the box, if you look at the inside box, and then you look at Jupiter, you can see for sure it's like aligned and stuff.
It's very much aligned, right? So if you put yourself on the Earth, what we see is when the sun sets, Jupiter rises, right? If the sun is to our right, then Jupiter is directly in the opposite direction, hence the name opposition. But yeah, there's some funny business when it comes to the opposition date and time and the closest approach date and time. They're off by a couple of days, and I've never dove into why that exactly is, but it just has to do with the relative orbits, and there's just some sort of funny business going on that is really subtle, but definitely there, right? I mean, it's only off by a couple of days out of 365, so that's not too bad. It's less than what 1%. It's not bad. Okay. Well, anyway, I think what I would like to do is just jump right over to the Cloudy Nights forum, which if you haven't joined this group and looked around and all that, you definitely should. This is a really great site. It's extremely active.
Size CG, the nearest straight line configuration of 3 celestial bodies.
What's that?
Check the chat, and PageMaster has a link about opposition.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. They have a glossary. Neat.
And I don't know what that word is.
Syzygy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, I think we've actually talked about syzygy before. So yeah, cool. Yeah, 398 million miles. That's just getting scary close. The cool thing about this time of year is that Jupiter looks really big too, super huge, because it's so close. It pretty much doubles in distance when it's on the other side of the sun. It's really close, to like 900 million miles away. So I mean, it looks really small over there. So here it's as big as it's going to get as as well. Syzygy was an episode of the X-Files. Interesting. I'm sipping on the usual hydrogen hydroxide here, and just thoroughly enjoying it. It's definitely turned into summer here, so it's feeling really nice and warm.
When is your monsoon season supposed to start?
Monsoons usually kick in. They usually kick in around the 4th of July. So
you better cancel your fireworks show.
Yeah. So we have about a month left, but this has been a really unusual year. So nobody really knows what's going to happen next. So one of the interesting things out here in terms of wildlife out here are the cicadas, and we usually hear them first around June 2nd each year. And so tomorrow here is June 2nd, and I don't think that we're going to hear any. So so they're going to be officially late.
Now, when the Jupiter comes close, are we gonna hear it on our radios or what?
Well, I mean, if you're tuned correctly and able to pinpoint a location, you can always hear Jupiter. Jupiter is pretty loud. Yeah. But it goes through more and less active times because of its interactions with the moons.
Now, Pagemaster, I want to ask you, what's usually the frequencies for Jupiter? I keep forgetting about Jupiter.
I want to say 20 megahertz, but I don't think that's right. Yeah, we could look since we're why don't we find out? So let's go over to Radio Jove. Oh, Radio Jove, not Jove M. Radio Jove, come on. And let's look at some of the data. And from that, we can find out what the frequencies are. So let's go back because June just started. So here's some Jupiter here. Let's see. Yeah, see, so I think this is megahertz. So it's going from approximately 16 up to about like 24. So here is frequency. Here's time.
I think that's actually UTC on the right.
No, this is frequency. This is
okay.
UTC
Now I see it now.
Yeah. So this is a spectrum, right? It's a radio spectrum where up and down is frequency, left and right is time, and as you can see, they're
just like scan around those frequencies for Jupiter.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
That's crazy.
I don't know, what the intensities of these are. I don't know enough about any of this, but yeah, this is a pretty cool site. If you don't know about this already, that just downloads it. Oh well.
Yeah.
So, you know,
So
they
what
have,
does it mean to what happens if it captures the galactic background compared to Jupiter and the
well,
sun?
yeah, the galactic background looks like this. And again, see, it's um, centered on about 20 megahertz or so. So what you're seeing here is the intensity of the radio signal versus time. So this is over a 24-hour period. And what you're seeing here, this rise in radio intensity, that is the galactic bulge.
Okay.
And there is some other interesting structures here too. Um, uh, so yeah, it's all extremely interesting. The only thing, and I think we've looked at these plots before, because the thing that continues to confound me is this is what this says right here. It says antenna temp deg K, which is degrees Kelvin, right? Times 1,000. So what that tells me is that, for instance, this peak right here, somehow they are measuring that to be 125,000 degrees Kelvin. I'm not. I don't quite understand that. Um,
Hmm.
and I think it's mainly because I just don't understand radio observations all that much. But anyway, here's the galactic bulge. So what they've done is they point the radio telescope in one direction, and then they
So
let the
so B, what did Scott Mainley does on Twitch?
oh he's sort of a rocket dude, and I did not know that, Uncle Bill. That's kind of interesting. I did not know that his Twitch channel was syzygy. That's kind of funny. Very, very cool. Yeah. I think yeah, he's pretty well known. He he uh, he produces some pretty interesting videos pretty regularly too. The flux density scale times 1,000. Okay, but I mean this says antenna temperature in degrees Kelvin. So I'm not sure how that
What?
relates to a flux density scale. Yeah, I have
So
to.
so the question that comes to mind is what kind of antenna would you normally use to capture Jupiter?
Yeah, I think probably it would be best for you to go over to Radio Jove and check that out, because it's uh, they have kits that you can get. I think they also
Yeah.
have individual components that you can get. So they would probably have exactly the antenna that you would want or need, and you may already have exactly the right antenna. I I have
You
no
just
idea.
probably don't have the right connectors.
I have absolutely no idea. So yeah, I
Because
would go over to.
I like it when you could just get one that's pre-built, but you won't get the antenna.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I would say check out radiojove.org, and get a hold of them. I don't know how helpful they are. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. But this is data, that I believe is collected with Radio Jove equipment. So, you know, pretty neat. Then here's the sun. They have the sun too. And this is somewhere down in Mexico. That's kind of cool. So there's the same thing. So they have a plot of intensity versus time, and this is of the sun. So again, I think what they've done is just sort of point the radio scope at a particular place and sort of let the sun move through. So I think that's exactly what they've done here. I'm not exactly sure why it does that. I don't know.
Wow.
But, you know, that's a substantial increase in signal. If this is linear, then that's, you know, a factor of 3. And it's kind of interesting that, you know, it sort of starts at this level, just barely below this line. And then it goes through this, and it sort of ends up above that line a little bit. Don't know exactly what's going on there, but it's kind of interesting. So yeah, all kinds of cool things can be done for sure. Here's a whole bunch. So this is at another.
I think they usually are
location.
fixated on 20.1, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's sort of what I'm seeing.
And they gotta have special software and stuff, right?
I'm pretty certain of that. I'm not sure what's involved. So here's the same kind of shape. So I'm not quite sure why it does that. I don't know. Do all these do that? Oh, huh. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if it's looking at different portions of the sun or, yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Start time, stop time. Yeah, see, so he took this one first, this one second, and this one right after. Here's the first one. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure, you know, what we're seeing here exactly, but I mean, it looks like intensity versus time. And yeah, you know, maybe seeing different portions of the sun. I'm not sure. Kind of cool though, anyway. All right, let's dive into June. So here's the June 2019 celestial calendar from Cloudy Nights. So doesn't really look like too much going on here early. I was looking at this earlier, and I'm not quite sure I understand what greatest heliocentric latitude north is. Yeah, I'm just not quite sure what that is. If I don't know if PageMaster or Tom or anybody might know what that means. Because yeah, I'm not quite sure what that means. If it was ecliptic latitude, then I would understand that. But I'm not quite sure what the difference between ecliptic and heliocentric is, I guess. I'm not quite sure. Okay, but so let's see. Pallas is stationary at 2 hours UTC tomorrow. So at the beginning of tomorrow's live stream, Pallas will be stationary, and that just means exactly what it says. It looks like it isn't moving. And again, that has to do with the relative orbits of the Earth and Pallas. Let's see. Okay, so new moon. So new moon is tomorrow at 10:02 UTC. Yay. Nice. So new moon tomorrow at 10:02. Sweet. I don't think there's any eclipses or anything. It's too far either north or south of the sun to actually pass in front of it. So not this time around. Looks like on the 5th, there's this thing that they're calling a double Galilean satellite shadow transit. So 2 of the 4 Galilean moons are passing in front of Jupiter, and they're casting their shadows onto sort of the surface of Jupiter, and so we can see that. That's kind of neat. And it looks like it's going to be Ganymede and Io this time. So that begins early in the day. 0029. Hey, there's an nerd alert. How are you, Ron?
All right. How you doing today?
Good. Everything's good. We're
what you looking at?
We are looking at the June 2019 celestial calendar. It's the beginning of the month, so I always like to go through this and
it is.
See.
It's June 1st. You're right.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Just incredible.
We were just talking about January, I think, weren't we?
I just don't understand.
Does it seem like, okay, are you like me? Well, I don't know. How close are you to my age? I think you're a little bit younger than I am. But does it seem like it's going faster?
Yeah, but I think that
just a mental thing that it seems like it's going fast, or is it really going faster?
No, I really think that it is a perceptive thing. Because look at it this way. Here, I'm gonna
I can put my head on. That looks better.
There you go. So from age 1 to age 2, you have doubled in age, right? So a year goes by in a certain amount of time. But between age 2 and 3, you've only aged now a third more, right? And then a fourth more, and a fifth more, and a sixth more, and a seventh more, and an eighth more. I'm now up to 1/50th. So my perception of time is 1/50th as fast as it was when I was 1 year old. So it's
but I'm 8 years past you then, if that's what you're saying. You're 50 years old, right?
So it's going faster and faster and faster as you age. It's a perceptive thing, totally.
So now does it go faster because we're running out of time, so to speak?
I don't think so. Yeah,
now think about that. Think about that though. Okay, think about what I'm asking here. Okay, let's take we're just going to use a baseline of say 100 years. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Just as an example, just number, just so we can get it in our head. All right, because some of us are over 50, so then that won't work. So we have to use 100 as our baseline.
All right.
Okay, so a lot of people live up to 100 years old. Some live over that. But most live about 75 to maybe 90, maybe over that, you know, but general. Okay, so we're gonna say 100. So when you get to the 50 mark, you're halfway. Just like you were saying, you're halfway to that 100 mark. Okay, now you're downhill basically. You're running out of that precious time that we have left, and so you've already lived half of that time, at least in our human existence. You've only lived 50 years of that 100-year span. Okay. Now the problem that we have here is that now we only got 50 years to complete whatever we're going to try to complete. We don't have that 100 years that we started out with. Okay, day one or year one, we had that 100 years to work with. So as we go down the line to 100 years old, now we only got, like I said, we only got 50 years left, which is true, you know. And I only got 42 years left to complete what I want to complete, whatever that might be. Finding gold or whatever, you know, or running more radio stations or whatever, you know. But the point is, I'm running out of that precious time. And so we're running around trying to go crazy getting everything done. Then that causes time to kind of speed up in a way.
Yeah, so, I think we're sort of talking about the same thing in two different ways.
Okay, so it's still a perception issue.
I think it's completely a perception thing, and that's all right, you know, because you know, pretty much everything is anyway, so that's fine.
So we have to live today for right now.
As far as I'm concerned, that's all there is.
That's right.
All there is. So and you know, make the most of it, because it's not going to last. Nothing does. Nothing does. Nothing.
So I got my friend's mug here.
Oh, sweet.
This is a UFO monument park that, you know, we went to Pine Bush in May there, you know, and Tom Reed. Do you know who Tom Reed is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, he's a guy where his family was involved with the UFO sighting at the site where the monument park is.
Oh, cool.
And so anyway, he got an official monument, federal funding and everything like that, all for that park. So
wow,
that was a big deal. So
yeah, very cool.
Check that out. UFO Monument Park is the park in Massachusetts, I believe. Anyway, I met Tom Reed. He's a really nice guy. Down to earth. He'll talk to anybody. You know, he's not like out there in the clouds. You know, where some people are. You're down to earth. You know, you talk to anybody. But I'm drinking tea though, guys. I got tea here, not soda.
What kind of tea is it?
It's Lipton sweet tea. Nothing fancy. Just trying to change my thinking and change my taste buds.
Yeah,
and,
there you go.
Trying to wean myself off the soda, which is not easy.
It is not easy.
So,
it's not easy.
I'm not sure which is more difficult. Quitting soda. Well, I don't smoke, so I mean I don't smoke really enough to worry about it. But I know people who do smoke, and they have a hard time even going without a cigarette for a few, you know, an hour. They couldn't go a whole hour without a cigarette.
Yeah.
I mean, in my case with it.
Yeah, and to make matters worse, once you start, you don't know when to stop.
Right, exactly.
My mom tried to stop so many times, it wasn't worth it.
Well, I think part of the thing with that is again we were talking about the perception thing on time. That's why I'm going here in this direction. We look at things, we use things, we perceive things as though we need them. So, like when we're talking about an addiction, usually like caffeine or or nicotine. You know, everything has that INE or INE ending "ine." You know, nicotine,
Yeah.
caffeine. Water doesn't have that. You know, water doesn't have the
Yeah.
INE on the end of it. So it's
Yeah.
good. But when we go to change that, we have to make a decision in our brain. But we can't make that decision because our chemicals got changed. Our brain chemicals got changed to where we need that artificial flavoring, whatever it is. And so
Yeah.
the goal is to mentally convince yourself, I don't need that anymore. And that's challenging.
Yeah,
So
you know, trying to intellectualize behavior is a lost cause.
yeah.
The the only way um, you know that you can really change things is to just be that way.
Mm-hmm.
So you know,
Yeah.
I you know, but that is really hard because our brains like to get in the way
Mm-hmm.
and you
Yeah.
know totally you know convince us that it's like you know this is how it is,
But
right?
if any of you believe in prayer, just keep me in your prayers and thoughts. And I'm going to be working on this and trying to change my habit.
Yeah,
So,
you know what
Yeah.
really helps me in terms of trying to achieve a goal is to know that others have done it
mm-hmm.
as well, and if they can do it, I can do it.
Oh, yeah.
So you know, having you know that kind of an addiction, you know, to I mean, it's basically a sugar addiction. Is that is really tough, but take it from me, it can be done.
Yeah.
I'll work
And
on it.
truth to be told, see, like my mom used to be a smoker before. She smoked her life away.
Mm.
Um, but her main cause of death was liver cancer, so it doesn't have anything to do with smoking. Um, my oldest uncle used to smoke. He's been quitting for quite some time. My youngest uncle that lives with me still smokes,
Mm.
but all my life I never drank or smoked or never did any bad things.
Oh, that's good.
And and I'm yet to have diabetes. I'm 31 years old, and I'm still yet to have diabetes
Mm.
because it runs in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, you just have to you know be be a little responsible and you know don't always listen to your head because your head is going
Yeah.
to want things that you shouldn't have.
And
All right,
truth to be told, I'm a sugar freak. I'm a chips freak. But
gonna
the last time my uncle made me check my sugar, I'm okay.
Well, that's
Usually
good.
am all right.
good.
Very good. All right, let's keep going with this. All right, so double shadow transit on the 5th, early. Bum, 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 bum. Mercury next to
Ooh.
M35. That's kind of cool. Did anybody ever get back to me on greatest heliocentric latitude? Did we
I don't
ever?
think
Nope.
so. Let me refresh the chat.
I missed that question.
Let's see if.
Uh,
Let's see if
So the
Page Master or
I
anybody. No, I'm
where's
not
where's
seeing
uh
it.
where's
Well,
Jupiter at? Where's Jupiter at in the sky where we can see that? The is
yeah.
that Jupiter or no? Hmm.
Sensitivity.
are you
Yeah,
talking about the?
I had to refresh the chat
Galilean.
too.
Sorry.
You're talking about the shadow
Yeah.
transit. Well, at see, this is happening at a
Okay,
very
so
specific time.
Okay.
0029. So the first thing that you have to decide
and I'd
is
like to
that
welcome Jim from Carolina Sky.
hey there, Carolina Sky.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Todd.
Um, What you have to decide is...
Tom is saying that if you're talking about that heliocentric thing, I think it's the same as the ecliptic latitude or the celestial latitude.
But why wouldn't they call it that then?
Right.
See, I would think that it would be something like the ecliptic latitude, but they're saying heliocentric, and I don't understand that. So
yeah,
we're going to look into that a
Wikipedia
little
time. Wikipedia time.
Yeah,
Zero,
yeah.
029 at 029 what?
Yeah. So this
Usually
is
UTC.
UTC.
Like 29 minutes after midnight UTC?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So what you have to decide first is this during the day or is it at night?
Mhm.
Okay. Then, if it's at night, you then have to decide if Jupiter is even up. And I can tell you that for me, at 0:29, so for me, I've got to subtract 7 hours. So that puts it at 5:29 p.m.
Oh, that would be daylight for you.
Here,
Yeah.
daylight, and Jupiter isn't up yet. So it's sort of a double whammy.
2 strikes, yeah.
Two strikes. So yeah. See, that's why the time of these things is really, really important, because
So now who is able to see that, and who's going to be? Will there be somebody streaming that? I would guess there would be somebody that's going to watch it, right?
I don't know, but it would have to be someone that where it is nighttime and Jupiter is up.
Okay.
So I would think that like most of Europe would probably be able to see that. Right?
That'd be fun to watch that if you had the opportunity.
Yeah, well, this time of year, these kinds of things happen relatively often. So,
and of course, my problem is I'd probably have clouds, so I don't have to worry about it.
probably, yeah. Okay, so also on the 5th at 23 hours, the moon is at the ascending node, which means it is passing across the celestial equator, heading north.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, the moon has a declination of 0 degrees. So it's right on the celestial equator, heading north. Let's see. So the moon is relatively close to Pollux, not really close. Goes by the Beehive. Okay, so on the 6th, or I'm sorry, on the 7th, the moon is at perigee. So that's as close as it's going to get to us this time around.
And that M44, that Beehive, is a nice cluster. You ever get to...
M44 is absolutely fantastic. Really, really nice with binoculars.
Yep.
Not so much with telescope. So, but yeah, absolutely fantastic. And I think the Beehive cluster is pretty close to the sun too. So, yeah, look out there. Anyway, so yeah, on the 7th, let's see, late on the 7th, the moon's going to be at perigee, 228,000 miles away. Pretty darn close, right next door. Don't bump into it. See, moon right next to Regulus. Venus is relatively close to M45. Yay. Here's some things on the moon. So first quarter is on the 10th. Here we go. So, okay. So first quarter moon occurs on the 10th at 5:59, but here we go. Jupiter is at opposition 16 hours UTC on the 10th. There we go. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to try to remember remember that day so we can celebrate opposition.
Okay.
So here's another double shadow transit that's happening at 3:33. So, Ron, you.
All right. So heliocentric is the ecliptic gratitude as seen from the sun, and opposition will be nearly equal to geocentric.
Okay, is that up on the?
That was on the chat, and he did it wrong. He was thinking longitude. Latitude will not equal out opposition.
Okay.
Let me see here.
So 3:33 UTC that's even, isn't that like evening time for me?
Yeah, I think you're what, 5 hours behind?
I'm 6 hours from UK or Europe.
Well, they're an hour ahead of UTC right now.
Okay.
So I think are you Central Time or are you East?
Central? I'm Central Time.
Okay, so that means you're 2 hours ahead of me.
Okay.
Which means you're 5 hours behind UTC.
Okay.
So that would put you at 10:33 p.m. So this one you'd be able to see.
But would Jupiter be visible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, by 10:30, it's going to be pretty high up in the southeastern sky.
So now, if you're looking at that now, normally when you see the moons, like say if you're looking at it through binoculars, for instance, and you can see the 4 moons. A lot of times you can see 4, And now, what's going to happen when it goes across the planet's surface? Will you actually see the shadow on the planet, or will you just see the moon disappear?
You will see.
There's some pictures there. Okay.
Yeah, these are not what you're going to see. These are processed images.
Okay.
But let me just show one of these. This is a pretty good example. Okay, so you are not going to see it as good as this, right? Guaranteed. Okay. But what I want you to get out of this is sort of the relative sizes.
Okay.
So, on the disk of Jupiter itself, you're going to be looking for some really, really, really small black dots. And
okay. Like
in this case, I don't know if you can. Yeah, it's going to be really hard to see. It's going to be really, really hard to see. These are, processed images. I don't know where they come from. That's pretty terrible. Let's see if we can. I don't know if that's. Where are we going here? Taking its time.
Well, that's almost occultation. Occultation would be the other way, where the moon or the Jupiter would cover up.
Yeah, it's.
But so what would this be called?
Yeah,
what would this be called? Just transit?
It's a transit.
Okay, this is just like when we.
It's a shadow transit.
Like when we were able to witness Venus going across the sun, right? The same idea.
Well, no. No, not really, because we're actually looking at Venus. Do you see this? this moon here is casting this shadow,
Oh,
and
okay.
this moon here is casting this one, and you can see it's
okay.
Distorted because Jupiter
Okay.
is a sphere.
So,
right? So it's
so
not
then the
round
sun
even.
is in the upper left, then, right? From this
The
view
sun
here, it would be in the
is
upper left.
basically, it would be on the left hand side, not upper left, just barely to our left.
Okay.
But yes, you're exactly right.
So before you ever heard the atomic clock or WWE or something like that, it will be hard, but it's possible. Ship navigators have been using such events to calibrate their clocks for hundreds of years.
Okay. This events, yeah. That is very, very true. Very, very true. That's the hard thing about navigating longitudinally, because you don't know where you are. Latitude is easy because you can look at the night sky and know. But in order to know your longitude, you also have to know what time it is. And so the timing of these events can be used to calibrate your clocks. Yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, I would say, Ron, plan on what is going to be your evening of the 11th.
Okay.
And it looks like it starts at 3:33. These transits usually last a good amount of time, an hour. It's Io and Ganymede.
Okay.
So Io is going to move pretty fast, and Ganymede is moving slower. So I'm not quite sure how long it takes.
Is Io the closer?
Io's the closest.
Closest one.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That would make sense, huh?
Yeah. Of those four, Io is the closest, and Ganymede is number 3.
Okay. So that would make sense why it would take longer to go across. Right?
Takes a little bit longer. Yep. Absolutely.
Okay.
So yeah, that as I said, it's going to probably be a little bit of a challenge to see that, because the atmosphere just blurs everything out, right? It just makes it nasty.
Well, if it's clear enough, if I don't have storms, might be something to try, just to try to find Jupiter. Actually, that would be something.
That would be good, and then seeing the shadow transit.
Yeah, that would be a bonus.
Bonus for sure.
So
okay.
I'll definitely keep that in mind. Something that I wanted to share with you. This Friday, we are on my station. We are having a kind of a celebration, 1-year anniversary of a show that Amanda created. And so she's been doing this show, Music with a Theme, for a year.
Wow.
So that's amazing, because when she started doing the show, it was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this every week,
Right.
You never know when you start a project like this,
Oh, I know how that is.
And then every week, though, she's been coming up with ideas for a theme for the show, Music with a Theme. Basically, what she does is she comes up with an idea for. Bobby knows, he's been there on Friday, but what she does is she comes up with an idea, a theme, and then she has all the songs that deal with that theme. So, like, for instance, this last week she had Memories, because of her trip that she just went to New York, and got to meet us all and everything like that. And
right.
So she had a theme of memories, and so every song dealt with memories, had memories either in the title or something in the wording of the song, memories. So another one she did love, and she did springtime, or different ones.
Yeah,
and,
nice.
and so she's been doing this for a year. So Friday is going to be the 1-year anniversary for that. And for anyone that does know Amanda, tomorrow is her birthday, so make sure that you tell her that.
Yep,
So,
absolutely.
just wanted to remind you of that. So anyway, and just a quick note. So sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Anyway, so yeah, this transit itself is definitely visible. It's yeah, it's not going to be visible really at my location. Jupiter really isn't up yet. It's not up high enough yet. So I'm not going to be able to see that, but that's all right. Let's see. Okay. So the equation of time is a complicated concept. I'm not going to get into it now, but there's all these different ways of measuring time, and in this case, on this date, at this time.
Good night, Jim.
Yep. See you later, Jim. Thanks for coming in. Come on in anytime. Nice to see you. This way.
Too many numbers for me.
Yeah.
mean solar time. What the?
This way of measuring time and this way of measuring time yield exactly the same time, and so the difference between them is 0. So yeah. At some point, I definitely want to take you all down the time black hole, because it's
the rabbit hole, as you say.
Rabbit hole. Yes.
Let's go down the rabbit hole there.
It is.
The rabbit hole has nothing to do with astronomy, so maybe the black hole is a.
It is very, very, very strange. So okay.
See, I thought that our figuring on time was only based on the our planet 24. What is it? 24 seconds. 24 hours, right?
Yeah. That's absolutely true. But that's only one way of measuring time, because everything's moving. So
so for out there, it's a whole different ball game.
It gets really, really slippery, really, really, really fast. Yeah.
Well, that was one thing I was going to say is when we're traveling, say if we are traveling the speed of light and we're going across the galaxy, and our clock is going to be useless, to be honest with you.
Well,
our 12-hour clock or 24-hour clock is going to be useless.
That's what the mathematics says, and that's what a few experiments say. But I don't know. Here, let's try to plow through the rest of this here.
Yeah.
So the moon is at descending node on the 19th at 2 hours UTC. So that's pretty cool. Looks like there is going to be an occultation. The moon is going to occult Saturn.
Oh, nice.
But you've got to be really, really, really far south. Really, really south.
Too far north, huh?
We're not going to see it here. Here's another occultation. It looks of the moon is going to pass in front of Pluto, but again, only in the south. So we're not going to see that one either. That's all right.
Well, we can only see what we can see.
That's it. It's not up to us.
But they don't get to see a whole lot of Where I'm at, we get to see the northern lights. I don't know if you get to see anything like that.
Yeah, just extremely rarely.
Yeah.
Extremely rarely here. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So the sun reaches its
Ecliptic.
longitude of 90 degrees, which is 90 degrees from the sun at 1556.
Oh, I was gonna say, wait, that means that's summertime. I just had that in my head right when you said that, and I said, wait a minute, and that would be summer, and then 6:21. Yeah, and that would make sense.
That makes absolute absolute sense. Okay, so the summer solstice happens.
Had me all excited there for a minute. I was thinking, winter's gone finally.
It's gone. So yep, that happens on the 21st.
I had to mow my grass today. Joys of owning a house.
Yeah. So on the 21st of June, 1556, solstice.
Summer.
I think that's probably my favorite day of the year.
I have to agree.
Favorite day of the year.
Because I don't think that we had snow after the summer started. I don't remember. I don't think so.
Wow.
We've had snow early in September, or late in September, rather, early in October, we had snow. And then we go until May.
Yeah.
Snow in the middle of May, that's crazy, yeah.
Yep.
But that's the way it goes.
So let's see, on the 23rd, the moon's at apogee, which is its furthest distance from the Earth this time around. So you can see, the difference here, 404.
So when it's at perigee, what is the phase when it's at perigee?
Well, it changes.
Mm-hmm.
So those two things are completely out of phase. So that's why when you get a perigee moon, that's when perigee and full moon are line up on the same time.
Okay.
And
would that be the best time to look at the moon when it's like the closest, or is that not the best time as far as detail and being able to see?
It sort of depends on what you're going after. If you're going after fine detail, then the closer the better.
Okay.
But then you may only want to observe the lit part of the moon and not the dark part. So you have to line all those things up.
I always like to see the Terminator at the beginning of the cycle, as you can see it creep along like 3 days new. From 1 to 3 days new, and you can actually see it moving across the surface if you're careful enough and you watch it closely. You can actually see it moving.
Yeah.
And that's incredible.
It's totally incredible. All right, so that's happening on the 23rd. We got apogee on the 23rd. Mercury, greatest elongation from the sun, eastern. So that means it's going to be up in the evening again.
Oh. I missed it last time when I tried to see it at sunset. That was
So here's your chance again.
All right.
Starting about a week before the 23rd.
Okay.
So that's going to put you about the 16th.
Yeah.
So about from mid-month to a little bit past the end of the month, you'll be able to see it at sunset.
And so now, how bright will it be in the evening sky or sun?
It's a little bit hard to see.
Okay.
But it's usually the only sort of bright thing over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will it be like a yellow type color?
It's
Yellow?
sort of, yeah, it's sort of, I don't know.
I mean, visually, I'm not talking about like filter.
Yeah, I would say sort of like a dull orange,
Okay. All right.
but it's hard to tell because you're looking at it with the sunset behind you,
Mm-hmm.
or behind it. So it's kind of hard to tell um, color.
And then it's on the horizon as well, so you have a lot of interference with the horizon and
Yes.
atmospheric
Yes.
disturbance.
Yep. Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. All right. Let's see. So last quarter takes place on the 25th. Mercury is at the descending node today, which I guess also means that it's at a 0 degree declination heading south. Some more things on the moon to take a look at. And then, yeah, just the moon going sort of kind of near some objects in the sky. Cool. Okay, so
I got to remember this website. I keep forgetting to go here. Yeah.
cloudynights.com. Yeah.
I know it. I just keep forgetting.
Great site. Great site. All right. Well, I'm noticing the time, and I think it's about time to get out of here. Plus, I have like a major, serious crisis.
You might dehydrate.
So, I don't know if you can see that or not. There's a couple of drops left. Oh, my machine is going really, really slow. So I'm not going to tilt it all the way down, but it's empty, which means I am just in crisis mode. So I have to go. I don't have a choice.
You know what you should do? Here's what you should do. You should have one of those bottled water things that you have in the back of your room there. And then you don't have to worry about 5 gallon bottled water, with the little, hot and cold water, whatever you want.
Well, yeah. But that would require like work and stuff, and just can't make myself do that.
Yeah, but once you put it in there, then you wouldn't run out of water, though.
Well, maybe, but knowing me, I'd forget about it. So I don't know.
No.
All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to check the chat one more time, and then I think I'm going to get out of here for today. So, all right. Very, very cool.
Fun. Yeah.
And we had a troll. Very cool.
Oh, really? We had a troll?
You, Bobby. Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. I always like to see.
Well, at least they're enjoying your show anyway. Huh.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they are or not because Bobby just attacked.
Oh, okay. Good job.
He's almost as hostile as Nightbot.
Yeah.
Almost. I've got to keep him on a short leash, or he'll just knock all of you out. Just all of you.
You better not.
All right, everybody. I'm gonna get out of here. So peace, cheers, and all that.
All right.
Prosper.
Thank you for the show.
Thanks for coming in. I will be here again tomorrow, 2 hours UTC, for more astronomical talk, and who knows?
All right.
Okay, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Later. Bye-bye.